Hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope your Wednesday is pleasant. Becco, hello. Connor, Heavy Gaming, Harand, hello, hello, hello. How is everyone's Wednesday? It is hot in this rhino, is what I can say. It is very warm. Sounds like a day well spent. Oh. Julian, hello. Emery Slappy 007, great name, hello. Right, okay, so last stream was interesting, question mark. I think we uncovered some sort of platform bug in the runtime error, which I've not gotten to the bottom to. We found a limitation as to format, which after I think Dascandy reached out to the author of the original library, who said they were going to update the documentation. I looked at their Git history. The update to the documentation was to remove the words that said it shouldn't do this, but it still doesn't do it. So that was fun. So yeah, it was fun. A lot of interesting roadblocks, which is what this is all about. If it all just worked first time, then that would be boring, right? I assume you guys don't show up all the time just to watch me write code that works first time, because that would be boring. So where are we at now with the Lua integration? I think we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Then we got a lot of tests. So we've got we can get a vector into Lua. We can construct, so that's what we're doing. We're looking at the interop. So how do we kind of get Lua to understand some of our C++ primitives, mainly the vector3, because that's going to be probably the most important one to start with. We can construct a vector within Lua, and that will call out to the C++ constructor, create the object. We can pass a vector into Lua. The two remaining pieces are get the vector out of Lua and the meta table, patch through all the operations so we can do like arithmetic. We can add vectors together in the Lua script, and then that will call out to the C++ vector operator overloads and do it in there and then bring it back. You probably could just do it all in Lua, but I think it's kind of fun to just connect the two together. Then we've only really written it once, and Lua is literally just a driver for the C++. And then we can extend that in the future if we need to quaternions or matrices or the message bus or maybe like the entity or whatever. We can kind of do that as and when we need to. Yeah, I think I lost a few hairs last stream. But hey ho. Didn't need them anyway. It's too hot. It's too warm here for lots of hair. Yeah, okay. I'm glad my thinking was kind of right. You know, generally I would try and always put the implementation. I only want to implement something once, right? By and large, and then just have things build upon that abstraction or call into it or reuse that. Rude, outrageous. I'm definitely not getting any more hair from this. Okay, so let's look at how we're going to get. Help! I'm stuck. How we're going to get the vector out. Haven't even been sitting in the sun drinking beer today. I've got no excuse. Function call vector3 return. So this is going to take nothing. This is going to construct this and then return v. Okay, no semicolon, I don't think. And then let's be like get v. Bit. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Need that and that, and then we should be able to do auto res equals game vector 3, and then something like script dot get result res, which it won't have the overload for, so that won't work. But then we should be able to do expect equals res game vector 3 1.0 f 2.0 f 3.0 f. Okay, I think so. Something like that. Marcio, Eric, first time here. Glad you're here. Glad you're on board. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you've got any questions. We are quite far into this project, but definitely it should be quite easy just to jump on board, and I'm happy to kind of answer questions and fill in any gaps. I quite like the trading return types. I think I would be so the correct answer. So let me just fix this because Greco, who is much more diligent than I, has noticed this. The correct answer is you should use whatever is already within the code base, right? Consistency is key, is core. If I was starting off a fresh project, I would probably do trading return types again. If only for the fact that it allows me to generate lots of controversial shorts and drive engagement, but also I quite like it. So yeah, I suppose I should at least be honest about it. Okay, so Lua, we have a Lua script primitive. This is a very light C++ wrapper around the C API. It's by design not particularly user-friendly. It literally just allows us to communicate in terms of C++ vocabulary types, and then we have another abstraction built on top of this, which actually makes it a lot easier to use. So I wouldn't normally write like loads of setters and getters and stuff, but I wanted to kind of keep those two levels of abstraction separate. This is easier, potentially easier to test, and it keeps the code actually conceptually a lot simpler, and then we have a little bit of template magic, which makes it easier to use. I've been using, how long have I actually been using Vim for? So if I started using Vim at university, that was, when did I graduate? Thing on the wall. I would have started using it in my third or fourth year. It was like 2012. Oh yeah, 2025, so like 12, 13, is that right? Jesus, yeah, probably about 12, 13 years I've been using Vim, and I've been using Neo. I've only been using NeoVim for probably the last year, maybe a bit less, definitely less than 12 months. I'm still terrible with it, but here we are. Okay, so now let's add another get result for x3. Again, I don't normally like out parameters. This will probably return, but it makes made the templating slightly easier. The templating abstraction. There's no reason we couldn't have done return types. It's just I knew it was going to be slightly easier to do it this way. All right. Okay. So. Vector 3 result. I think once you kind of get used to the basic Vim motions and the kind of, it's almost like a sentence structure. It's like, you know, you sort of do like translation and then action. Also, I guess action and translation. So like delete to here, yank to here, move to here, this kind of thing. Once you kind of get into that mindset of it's normally a thing you want to do and then where you want to do it to. And then once you've just learnt a handful of the basics, it suddenly starts becoming quite easy. Hello C code. I've only forced myself to use Jekyll in again since I've been using NeoVim. When I switched to NeoVim, I was like, I'm going to use this as like an epoch point in my mind to properly figure it out. So I disabled the arrow keys, and then actually ended up buying a keyboard without arrow keys. So I've got a little 60% keyboard that I use here, and actually I have found myself being a little bit more, like a bit better with it, a little bit more intuitive. Yeah, 60% keyboard, that's what you want. Don't need those extra keys. Waste money. Wanted to drop in and say you love the videos. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. You've tried reversing an old game to run a while ago, but failed miserably. But hopefully got something useful for the videos. Well, I hope they were useful. We have a Discord. Do feel free to pop in. There's a video suggestions thing. You can always ask for some help on reverse engineering, or send me a message with potential video ideas. My usual weasel words are, I cannot guarantee if and when I'll get around to it, but I do maintain a very long list of everything anyone has ever suggested to me. So I'm never short of video ideas, but I can't guarantee I'll ever get around to it. Okay, so what am I doing here? I want to... What will be at the top of the stack when I get a vector off? Will it be 3 floats, or will it be a table? Yeah, I've got ClangD and LSP for NeoVim, but I'm compiling under the wine build of MSVC wine. So I've been thinking a lot about Diablo 2, and I am tempted to make it a live stream project, because I just will not have the time to dedicate to doing it properly as part of a video. It'll just take too long for, unfortunately, comparatively little return in terms of video engagement, but I think it might be fun live stream project. So maybe after this game is done, so in 2040 when this is done, we might look at that then. I've got some interesting, I've been thinking about it recently. I have some interesting ideas for it, something that I think could be quite fun and novel and challenging. So I might make that the potentially, usual weasel words, no guarantee, I might think about making that the next live stream project. Right, so what's at the top of my stack? Is it just 3 floats? Do I just pop them off? Do I literally just do... where's the interop code? Do I literally just do this, right? But do release states new lure.get boop boop boop. Let's close this. Give us some more space. Oh, these ensures should actually change now, so we dump the stack when they're not right, so we should be able to do something like this. Right. I might change, someone remind me to change all the ensures in this to also dump the stack when they fail, because that was the whole point of spending all that time last time. Christ. Nope, right. So again, C code, how we pronounce your name. Welcome to the NeoVim Club. I have on my GitHub some dot files. If you're interested in replicating anything from my setup, I do try and keep that up to date. So if that's useful to you, feel free to grab it. Reverse engineering does take so much work. And it's a lot of it is just me staring very angrily at a screen, questioning my life choices. So it doesn't make for great content. So in order to kind of turn it into something entertaining, it is surprisingly difficult. Nope. I wonder if it's just enough to do that, or is there like a table in there and I need to pop that as well? Yeah, thanks, Rand. Did I decide to use OpenGL for cross-platform compatibility instead of DirectX? I know Vulkan is out there as well, but it's very complex. I chose OpenGL because I know it. If you watch some of the beginning streams, I know it better than I know DirectX, and I certainly know it better than I know Vulkan. So again, like, my view is if I'm going to show up and try and talk confidently and be entertaining and engaging to, I don't know, anywhere between like 1 and 200 people, I thought I need to give myself the best chance of doing that successfully. So I picked OpenGL because I kind of know it the best, and that it's really no other reason than that. I'm not quite. I want to do like the level setup and the level logic in Lua, and then I suspect we might end up doing more of it. I don't really know yet. I just want to like crush Lua into my game, and then see where we go from there. I generally think we would have spent a lot. I know we would have spent a lot more time faffing around with Vulkan, getting stuff going. Or at least, like, we spent quite a few streams on the OpenGL stuff, but it was everyone felt like progress and adding something new, and we got something new, quite good, like a visual advancement each time. And now we haven't touched the rendering code in ages because it just kind of works. Okay, so we're thinking get table might be the top, and then from there. How do I... Right, okay, I think the... So my... Let's go to the interop. What do we actually push on? So when we construct an object, we actually pop the floats off, and then we do create a new table. So this is wrong. I think what I need to do is then call get field on them. Is there a get field? There is a get field. I don't think that does what I want, though. Pushes onto the stack the value tk. No, but I want to... Given a table... returns the type of the pushed value. I'm not too worried about, like, yeah, but I think. Oh, here you go. What's this? The following example shows how the host program can do equivalent of this Lua code t.x. Push table to be indexed. Push result of tx second arg. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I need to push it onto this. I think these is almost correct, actually. I think what I need to do is do ensure Lua get type. How do I check what the type is? It's down here somewhere, isn't it? Lua type of the top of the stack. So ensure Lua type Lua.get -1 equals Lua t table, right? No table at top of stack. This, okay. So I think, and then I think I do something like ensure Lua get field right? Lua dot get -1 x equals Lua t number. Then that would be could not get x field. So that will then push to the top of the stack. I then think I can take from the top of the stack that, and then I can do, I think I can then basically pop that. Right, so I don't need to check it's a number, so actually I think I can just do result.x equals that. Yeah, it's just ClangD I'm using, whatever the standard one that pops out of Vim Kickstart. Get table and get field internally pushes values onto the stack, then replaces them with the value in the table you requested. Okay, fine. So yeah, I want to push back onto the stack the value I want, and then pop it off, which should then mean leave the stack in the same place. So I think I just want to do this, right? And then one extra pop at the end to get rid of the table. So let's do x, y, do. What do we think? Does it seem plausible? We've got a table at the top. Well, we have a non-empty stack. The thing at the top of the stack is a table. Mario, resubscribed for 3 months. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We've got a non-empty stack. Check. The thing at the top of the stack is a table. Check. The thing at the top of the stack has a field called x that is a number, and we push that onto the stack. Check. We pull that off as a float. Check. We pop that value. Check. We do it for all the components. We pop the table. Check, check, check. I think we should poll this because it has been quite some time since we've added any form of gambling to our streams. Obviously not real gambling, before everyone thinks I'm violating terms and services. So let's go with Lua. Do we write test first? I've already so bastard hot in here. Lua script tests. Right. Okay. Let's just check it builds first. Well, it's only gambling on Twitch. Okay. I will fix the compile errors first, and then we'll see if it runs. Possible loss of data. Boo. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe we should change it to be 32-bit. Good to know. We might change that later. Yeah, Lua number is double by default, and I am trying to avoid macros as much as possible. So far, we've only had to use them, I think, other than preprocessed macros like pragma and include, we've only had to use it in one place, the X macro for the OpenGL function resolution. Everything else we've managed to do it with just raw C++. Oh, Vim macro. Yeah, I did do it as a macro. You just saw it. Where am I missing? Technically 2 others. Where? Well, I don't see the others. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I don't see them. Anyway, let's do a prediction. So start prediction. All tests will pass first time. Yes. No. And then on for the tubes. Let's see. Semir, hello. I reckon we do it without macros. I'm confident we can do it without macros. Okay, I think that was 100% no on Twitch, and YouTube is 60. Only YouTube are far more optimistic in my ability to write code that works first time. Okay, let's see if all the tests run. Ethereus, hello. I don't know what to tell you. I've just crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Okay, well done. Nailed it. Right, stream over. Bye, guys. No, don't leave. I'm just going to quickly comment this up. So this is get vector as return type. I might as well just quickly change all these ensures here. So QA, right, go to the beginning, go to the end, find the last close quote, \n, curly brace, close brace, exit, go to the thing, go over that, pass in this, and end the macro. So I should be able to do, not going to work on if it's split across multiple lines. Fine, we'll come back and do that one. Nice. Oh, I should have had the macro press N at the end, so it automatically goes to the next one. Doesn't work on that one. Oh, what happened to my? Why is my macro stopped macroing? There you go. That was weird. Oh, already got that one. Right. And Right, nailed it. 68 will not work. Ah, yes. Well, yes. Okay, I think that's good. Yes, I should have gone to the end of the line. That was in my hubris. I assumed I had it all correct. Dump Lua stack on script, ensure fail. Yes? Always hacking right now. I mean, it's more forward engineering than reverse engineering this, I would say. I guess we could, let's just write a quick test that round trips this. So let's do function call vector3 arg and return. So we'll do something like mutate v.x plus equals 1.0 plus equals 10.0, return v, mutate v, and then we'll do we'll do set function script.set argument game vector3 1.0f 2.0f 3.0f. Alright, okay. Execute with one arm and one return, get the result out. And then this should be equal to 10. $11, yes. Well, I can't add. Curiouser and Curiouser. Did I got the exception. I definitely have that. Oh, hang on, that's why, because it has to be. Is there no plus equals? Is anyone out there who actually knows Lua? can confirm. Garbage language. Let's get rid of it. I refuse to use it. Next, you'll be telling me you have to concatenate strings with the dot dot operator. Okay, fine. Nope. Add round trip vector 3 Lua test. Okay, right, now we need to do the special functions, and I gotta remember how to do that because something meta table. So this is going to go to Lua script. So in the constructor for this is where we set up the special stuff. Here's where we register the vector 3 special constructor function we had, which is basically a C function. Well, has a very specific interface. And then we register that against the vector 3. Is it just a function in Lua? Like, it's whenever you use this within Lua, it will forward the argument. It will call this basically, but it won't forward the args because you still have to pull them off the stack. We have to have that. And then somewhere along here, I need to create like a meta table. I think it's after I registered this. I think it's something like, looking at some notes that I've got, I think it's Luel, new meta table, Lua.get, and then it will be for vector 3. Yes, I think in this case vector 3 becomes a specialized function call, but what we then need to do is, by adding a meta table, we can tell Lua that when it sees certain operators, rather than just trying to do the operator, it should go to the meta table and see if there's a specific override for that. This is how you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is pretty much how you do operator overloading in Lua. You add it to this meta table and the function will go through the meta table. I think you can chain meta tables, which is basically how you simulate inheritance in Lua. It can be like, does this meta table have it? Okay, I'll check this has a linked meta table, so I'll check that, and so on and so forth. Good day, hello. For the last 5 minutes, YouTube comments have not been coming through to my tool, so I do apologise. I've missed about 5 minutes of YouTube comments. I've not been ignoring you. Well, maybe around, but most of you I've not been ignoring. It's literally logged me out of my account. Right, well, I'll have to start this again. Broadcasts, chat. But it's not going to bring it all back up now. Monitor, okay. I don't think I've missed anything important. A lot of people are saying there's no plus equals, so we've established that. Okay, we're back. Harand, you're back. Thank you. What was I doing? Something about meta tables. And then I think I need to push functions to set them to this. So I want to do, right, so let's go Lua. Let's go Lua Interop. Interop, vector 3 interop. And so we'll do vector 3 add. And then we can do, what is the list of all the ones I want? And then I can go, so yeah, I think it's right. I think it's dunder add. Don't I need to? Yes, I think you're right. I think I just push it and then set it. I think I set it on the meta table, right? So I think I just do Lua push C function, Lua.get. Vector3 add, right? And then I do Lua set field, Lua.get, and then it'd be -2, right? Because this will be the top of the stack, and then the next thing will be this, which is what I want to set it on. And then it's like dunder add, I think, like the special function you have to do. So I think it's that. And then I think I have to set the index field of the original object. So what I think you do is you do Lua, there's some weird incantation you do where you do like push value of Lua.get -1, so that duplicates the top value, and then you do Lua set field Lua get -2 index. So I think that's right. I'm just trying to remember if this is correct. It's something like this. There's set metatable. Oh, interesting. Sets the metatable for the given table. I think I want that then, whereas instead of this, right? So I want to do Lua set metatable. Pops a table or nil from the stack and sets that value as the new table for the value at the given index. Right. So I want to, yes, this is what I want. Thanks. So I want to do Lua.get, right? This will pop the top of the stack, which is the current metatable, and then I want to set it as to -1, which should now be the top of the stack. This absolute great documentation here. For historical reasons, this function returns an int, which now is always 1. I guess I won't bother checking that then. Let's give it a go. I'm going to need to implement this first. So vector3 interop. Oh, this is good. We're going to have to not macro it, but we sure will have to make this a little bit tidier. Yeah, it's scripting for the game. Yeah. Okay, so when we get called, there's going to be 2. We're going to need this absolute misery, which I hate. There in theory should be 2 tables at the top of the stack, right? The 2 things we are adding together. Yeah, I'm going to basically start writing a bunch of utility functions now. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll probably write it raw in add because it will be slightly, because constructor is before you have the table, right? So this is just dealing with the fact that there are 3 floats at the top of the stack. Vector now going to deal with the fact that there are 2 Lua, 2 tables at the top of the stack, and then everything else will now work in tables. So I think I will write this raw first, and then when we do sub, then abstract it out because I'll kind of know what we need to do then. That's my current thinking. Evening old man, how rude. How old do I look? I mean, I am old. So what we want, to be honest, we've kind of already done this, haven't we, in the Lua script? And we might be able to reuse some of this or abstract some of this out, but basically this kind of gets us bunch of what we want, so I'm just going to copy this over. I'm glad the video was fuffin. Like 30 max. Ah, that's good. I look young. Let's just Lua.get with state. And %s. Ooh. %s dash star this stash wrapped state g. Okay, so that should get us going there. So we need to pull off both of these. I think we need to pull out both the vectors, add them together in C++ land, and then shove. Oh, actually, this is a good point. What do we just mutate the first? No, we will consume both of them and then push the result on the stack. Surely that's what that's going to do. Oh, it's fun. Okay, sure. I thought this was. I thought fuffin might be some sort of new slang word that I was too old to understand. Yeah, these lights, it's very not clear here, but they are pink and purple, but their colours are blown out a little bit. Yeah, consume 2, put 1 back. It could be New Zealand slang, I really don't know. It's true. I do have some additional kyber crystals, so I can actually change the colour of the lightsaber, which is really cool, and one of the reasons it's definitely worth getting them at Disney. Do I prefer MSVC style inline assembly or GCC Clang? I prefer GCC Clang because MSVC inline assembly only works on 32-bit. It's not supported in MSVC 64, so for that reason alone, I don't like it. Yeah, I didn't get a red crystal, though. I got a white and a yellow. Because I'd already given too much of my money to the mouse to really get the whole set. Okay, so let's pop. In fact, actually, I think let's start this now. So let's do auto prop vector 3. Game vector 3. So this will pop a vector 3 off the Lua state stack. So we can do Lua state with a capital S, because why not? What is this? C++ iStream. And then if Lua get top. So you want to ensure that that is greater than or equal to 2. All right, and then we're going to want all of this. And then do auto result equals game vector 3. And then return result. So check this table at the top, create a result vector. Ugh. I guess it's cheap to do. Sure, don't like it. Get the X, get the Y, get the Z, stick them in the thing, return it, pop all those, pop that. I think that's what we want. So now we should be able to do const auto vec1 equals pop vector 3 state, pop 2 states, and then we're going to do push vector 3 the state void const game vector 3 v, and then actually we can reuse this code here because we've potentially already done this, so we should be able to just do this. X equals v dot, y equals v dot, z equals v. Ooh. V dot, okay. Create the new table, set the fields, so that should push it. So this should put that. So then we should be able to just do push vector 3 state x, y, z. But what kind of save are you going for? This is it. Are you going for like a NeoPixel one, or are you going for like an official Disney replica, or what soundboard do you want? Do you want a Golden Harvest soundboard? I went real deep on a custom lightsaber rabbit hole, real deep. Fix this up again because I hate everything. Oh, because it's still bloody recording, that's why. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little obsessed with things, and then I was like closer than I cared to admit to pulling the trigger on a really decent 3D printer so I could print my own. And I was like, I don't have the time for this. And I was like, oh, this one's got a camera, so I could create videos on it. And I was like, oh, but then I'm just doing more YouTube stuff. So in the end, I decided to put the one I do have on the wall and try and be happy with it. But I do want to build a sweet one with a NeoPixel blade, which has a tip drag. And then I should be able to just do push vector3 state vec1 plus vec2. Return 1. So I plan to do a Q&A once I hit over 100,000 subs. I don't know, like I'd like to do something. I do a lot of Q&A live, so I don't really know what questions people would ask that they wouldn't just be happy to show up and ask live. I guess maybe not everyone's into that. Maybe they'd rather write them down and I sit down and do them. Although I'd rather answer questions live. I feel it's more personable, like someone's actually asked it to me rather than me reading off what will effectively be a script. Don't know, we should do something. Maybe we'll just maybe we'll do a bonus when we do a pizza party live stream or something. I don't know, I'd like to do something. I'm getting dangerously close now, like dangerously close. I can feel it. Just a few more. Need to try and get some videos that aren't flops, and we'll be there. You're not allowed to actually be drunk on stream, so I think I have to be careful about that. But yeah, maybe we could have a couple of beers and do something. Yeah. So I'm always happy to answer because it normally means like there's someone new to the stream, which is great, and I want everyone to kind of feel involved and to be part of it. I worked in cybersecurity for 6-7 years. I think the actual number changes every time someone asks me because I can't actually remember. I was mainly doing forward engineering, so a lot of C++ tooling, that kind of thing. But I did a fair amount of reverse engineering. I was never as good at it as I was C++, and as you can tell, I'm not that great at C++. So that kind of gives you an idea of how good I actually was. But I really enjoyed it, and I don't really do it professionally anymore, so I don't want to lose those skills. So that's why I tried to do it as a hobby. Probably spin own for audio because I really want to see how grim it is to do in the with Win32. I think we'll probably give a go at spinning our own and just burn some streams on it. That's kind of my plan. My plan is to do as much from scratch as possible. That is yes. That is an excellent point from Queco. You should ask as many questions as you can because it allows me to produce shorts, and shorts are doing really well for me at the moment. So I need the shorts machine is hungry and needs feeding. Like I literally have to post one a day to try and keep up the momentum because it is a grueling and punishing algorithm if you do not keep consistent with it. Right, let's write some tests. I think we have some actual interop tests. So this uses the script runner primitive that we discussed before, which is a little bit of templating magic, just a little bit, not too much. It's actually it's really not a lot. It's like 20 lines of template magic, which automatically calls all the set args for everyone you give it in the function, and then for every return type you specify, automatically unpacks those and either returns it to you as a single value if there's one, or as a tuple if there's more, which I quite like. It's quite nice. So let's do I can't, to be honest, it's so long ago, and I don't think anything I could say would really kind of make sense without sort of the wider context of what I was working on, and I can't particularly remember. But it's it's kind of useful to understand also like how things work at a low level. So it's often kind of pulling apart binaries, libraries, seeing what they're doing, connecting stuff up, that kind of thing. I played quite a lot of CTFs as well. At the time, I don't play those anymore, so I was doing a fair amount of those. Vector 3. I think we should try and just fully end-to-end this. So I think we should have add vec, right? Or vex, and then take a v1 and a v2, right? We should be able to do v1, then we should be able to return v1 plus v2, right? That seems like a good, like, when it comes to writing unit tests, I'm happy that if I've tested something elsewhere, I can reuse it without reasserting it. So the fact that we know we can pass vectors in and we can get them out, I'm kind of happy to use those in the tests. This feels like a nice self-contained test. give it some vectors, check they work, check they add. So then, because then what we can do is we can do like const auto v1 equals game vector 3 1.0f 2.0f 3.0f 2, and then let's do 10 20 30. And then we should be able to do script runner, get rid of that, get rid of that. We should be able to execute add vex with v1 and v2, and this steady should give us back a game vector 3 const auto res, and then we should be able to assert equal. This is where's my code gone? This is quite nice now, because now we can check that res gives you actually gifted tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much appreciated, very kind gesture of you. We can now assert that this equals v1 plus v2, kind of bringing it all together. You know, can we take two vectors? It's kind of convoluted now. Can we take two C++ objects, shove them into a Lua script, which will then call out to C++ to add them, to bring them back into Lua, to return them from Lua to back into C++ objects, so we can then just call that add function ourselves and check it's the same, right? I think my eyesight is nearly 20/20. Last time I went to the opticians, they said I was getting ever so slightly long-sighted. Very strange question, but I'm happy to answer it. Just due to age, like I will eventually need reading glasses. But apart from that, my eyesight is luckily pretty much perfect. Yeah, but I think the what's it called? It's called the a hype train. That's exciting. Isn't it like the Jaeger test or the Jaeger test or something like that? Aren't they standardized? So can't you just memorize the letters? Jaeger test. Test chart. Snellen chart. Where did I get Jaeger from? Or am I just thinking of Jägermeister? Made it up. I've just literally fabricated a word in my mind. Another subscription from Heckley. Very much. Thank you very much. I say answer better get a short. Oh no, I'm not making it up. Here we go. There's an eye chart. Is that, would I say Jaeger? Is that Jaeger? Maybe I'm mispronouncing it right. It's an eye chart used in testing near visual acuity. Yeah, you see, I'm not just making it up. Not just making it up. Guys, thank you. I appreciate all there's a lot of gifting going on Twitch, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Very kind of you. Yeah. I don't think it's a scam. Like, but it's your money, so you should definitely make that decision for yourself. I think Haranz has just switched over to Twitch and hope he might catch the trail end of the of all the sub gifts. Coffee Lava rated with 43 viewers. Well, hello everyone. That's big number jump. Hello, welcome. You've joined us at a perfect time. Look at all these beautiful C++ errors that we now get to figure out ourselves. YouTube tithe is an incredible phrase, and I will definitely be stealing that, so thank you. Hello, welcome everyone. We're building a game from scratch, or as much from scratch as possible. C++, OpenGL. We're currently really forcing Lua into this at the moment, and we're getting there. We're nearly there. We've nearly done the interop. Actually, for people who've just joined and an attempt to retain them, let's just show quickly what we've got. Of course, it's not going to build, is it? Interop. And I should actually just have it built already, right? So that's what we got. That's what we built so far. We've got a skybox, we've got some models, we've got some meshes, we've custom renderer. There's HDR, yes. There's gamma correction. There's multiple lights. And yeah, that's what we got. That's a really good question. I am not aware of any. So I've not got concrete evidence of any other games that have had latent bugs surface due to the change in Win32 API. Well, not the API, due to their ABI. I'm really interested in finding some more because I think it's free content, but also it's just a really interesting thing to kind of investigate. Yeah, well, there's no anti-aliasing yet, so all to be added in the future. Maybe do a full game decompilation live. I'm not. It's just a lot of me doing this at the screen, and you get enough of that with the C++. I just don't think it's. I just don't know how entertaining it is and engaging. Maybe I do have an idea for something in the future, as we were discussing earlier. So we'll see. But anyway, for now, what is going on with my tests? Have I literally just not included the error file? Vector 3 interop. Oh yes, go away. You don't belong there. Oh no, I do have error. What line was it on? Oh, it's because it's namespaced, and I'm in an anonymous namespace, which means I don't have access to the game namespace. I nearly said that'll work. I was like, oh, I should say it, but I was wrong. Failed to specialize function template. It's a new one. Oh, it's because this is also not an object. Because I need to namespace it. That'll work. Comfy Fabian, subscribe. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, boo. Boo. So I've achieved the 3rd level of the hype train on Twitch. I'm not really sure what that means, but I can only assume it's better than levels 1 and 2. I don't know at what point I win at Twitch. I don't know what the end goal is. Like, right, let's Lua interop tests. Let's do try catch game exception e stood println e and I'm probably need to include print. I think I could be wrong. I think my PC is going to take off in a minute. There's an air bubble stuck in the water cooler, and I can just hear it going. It's because it is so hot in this room. Oh yes, thank you, Greco, for reminding the good people that there is Discord bonus goodies. Oh, God damn it. Am I just... too hot. It's too hot for all these template errors. Of course, it's hoisted by my own petard. I have to include the formatter header in order to get access to all the custom header shenanigans we did a few streams ago. LSPs will kind of use the underlying tooling to diagnose an error, and in some cases they can give you a suggestion on how to fix it. And then you do a control thing and it will basically give you a list of options it thinks it can do. I find it's very, very rarely right, so I don't normally bother with it. Yeah, I'd like to try Odin. It's on my list of things to try. Odin and Zig I'd like to give a try, but for now, like in the relentless march of making progress, I gotta kind of stick with what I know, and I appreciate I'm not demonstrating that I know it particularly well, but the best I've got is C++. Attempts to form an arithmetic table on a table. Well, isn't this what I want? Oh no. Yeah. How does it know that this is a vector and therefore which meta table to find? So Lua objects are all tables. Table is the only data structure in Lua, but you can add what's called meta. You can add a meta table to it, which gives it some context on how to do things. So in theory, this v1 has a meta table entry which tells it how to do add, because when we set up the Lua script, we add it here for this. But my concern is somewhere in Lua script set arguments, we just call the constructor here I think we need to do something in here, right? Don't we need to, do we say set meta table? Yeah, but I don't know what the index will be. I think I just need to because you can't set meta table by name, right? Yeah, we told it how to, but the difference is in Lua, when you call vector 3, it will do this. But when I've manually constructed a table, how do I associate it with vector 3? Do you see what I mean? Like, I feel like this should be like a so sets the C function f as a new name of global name. I need to like, is it like set global? No. What I need to do is I need to set that table to be associated with that name. You can specify the archetype and Lual set meta table. Ah, this is it. Yes, I think that's what we want. So I think when I push the vector, the table here will be at the top of the stack. So then I can do lual set meta table state vector 3. That work? Mr. Bell, hello. Man, absolutely, we are crushing it tonight. Looks these also resubscribed as well as giving out subs. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. How do I? Wait, Harand, who is one of our community. Oh, you're still there because it just popped up saying that you were banned from the channel. Oh, okay, fine. So I have. Let me check Nightbot. Right. So Nightbot, dashboard, right. Chat moderation. Did it say why it banned you? Like, what was it? Your stop spamming caps. So excessive caps, configure, exempt user level. Oh, channel member. Okay, fine. It didn't save my settings. Channel members should be exempt from all of Nightbot's shenanigans. It was. I think it was literally just the. Right, let me super quickly fix this. Right. Now, members, you are given a little bit more leeway with against the dogma, an authoritarian iron fist of Nightbot. Right. Apologies. Fun times. Fun times were had by all. I've just fixed it on Twitch as well, so give it a go. I think I've got them all. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. IC's not here today, so Nightbot is running it in his stead. I definitely wanted to do ctest j8 dot. It has been picking on Queco for quite some time. In a fun turn of events, this is the first time the viewer numbers on Twitch has gotten incredibly close to YouTube numbers, which is exciting. There's literally only like 15 people in it, which is exciting because I started off on YouTube and have the initial audience on YouTube. It's always been bigger, but we're building up on Twitch now, which is exciting. Yeah, let's commit this. So well, actually, hang on, because one of them's a fix, isn't it? Or did I just do all the abstraction in one place? Okay, fine, never mind. We'll do it all. We'll do it all together. So add meta table for vector 3. And now, unfortunately, now that the fun bit is over, now it's just mechanical as we go and add the rest of them, and then add tests for them. So I imagine we'll just do that for the rest of the stream, and then we're basically done. So next stream, Sunday, next stream, we can start actually doing something gameplay related with it. There are, how many tests are there? There are 69 tests. We will add some more, don't worry. Filthy animals. Right. Subtraction, I guess, is probably where we're at to next. So, already got another test. Sorry, guys. Sub minus add. So I feel like I could almost parameterize these, but I'm not going to. Okay, so that should fail, right? Because we've not implemented added it to the meta table yet. Nice. How do I just run the load tests? Okay, and then in the interop, we're going to be subbing in the interop. And all my code just exploded. And then minus, and then up to the Lewis script, and then that's where my cursor was. Could write like a loop or something for this, but honestly, it's really just not worth it. I haven't thought about cross and dot yet. I guess we would probably add them because I want to keep all the functionality there. So I guess you would just add those as just regular strings to the meta table. Then it would look up that method. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. I would have to check, but I think we can just add those as functions to the meta table. Oh, that's sad. I was absolutely convicted in my cause that was going to work. I'm not using macros. I don't know what everyone's obsession is with macros. No macros. No capes. No macros. Interesting. Are they the wrong way around? Ah, of course you just set them as fields. Yes, well done. Okay, thank you. Okay, fine. Really wish it would print out my. I suppose since I no longer inherit from std runtime error, it's got no hope of printing this out. You can chant to your heart's content. It's still not the right answer. Hey? What are you chatting about? Lewis script set function missing sub. Oh, what an idiot! I've made it wrong twice. I've not changed it there, and then I've only half changed it down here. That'll work. I just think we need to do it all with templates. Right, now it's the wrong way around, right? Okay, so that's fine. So we just need to change it so that they get popped off. I guess that makes sense because you should apply them in the reverse order. Right. Interop. So this should be. It shouldn't make any difference for add, but we should keep it consistent. Right, this will work. Nice. I need shorts to capture more silly faces for me as the thumbnail, because then I can post them on the wall and generate loads and loads of engagement. And it's just kind of funny to see like a silly face of mine forever enshrined on the shorts feed. There's a lot of pain faces in this. There's just a lot of pain. A lot of pain. I see. So when when we push the vector, we can just set the fields rather than XYZ. We should be able to set the functions there, right? Question mark. So we can actually just from within here set those up for dot, cross, and etc. etc. What else does our vector do that we want? So we've got multiplication. So that's component-wise multiplication. We've got negation. We've got unary negate. ToString, that's another good one. Normalize. What's my command for? Is it lock? C-lock source? We're at 6,000 lines of code. So yes, just on the lower end of your range. What's the best video editor and what's the best for shorts? The best video editor is probably one that you know and is within your budget and kind of does the things you need to do, which I appreciate is a pretty shy answer. For me, I use DaVinci Resolve Studio. It works great for me. I mean, DaVinci, the price is right for the base one because it's free and it's incredibly powerful. I do shorts through that as well as my main video editing. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, right? You can do it on your phone. Use iMovie. Use whatever on your phone. Use CapCut. It doesn't really matter as long as it provides the functionalities you need within the budget that you've got. I also didn't fancy giving any more money to Adobe because I already pay for Photoshop. We're trying to make a game. We're getting there slowly but steadily. Relentlessly. A relentless march of progress is being made. Okay, let's do mul. So let's see if we can. Mul. So we're going to pop two vectors, and then we're going to do f-star. Then we're going to go to Lewis script. Wire this bad boy up. Mul. AC's not even here, but he just resubscribed for 6 months. Much appreciated. Well, it doesn't have to be multiples equals, right? I'm just going to call this. Mul. Did I add that to the main interop C? I've not yet, have I? I did. I just didn't add it to the header file. Stupid. And then Lua script, Lua interop tests, interop. Yes, multiply sub ooh mul multiply. Hello, I see you're here. Glad to see you. Okay, right. What's all the dunder things that I want? I think it's here we go. Right. Sub mul div. I want for the negation union operator because we support that, so might as well have it. Then we can have ek and is there a str? There's one. Or do I just need to have a 2 string on it? How do I have a custom formatter? Oh, here you go. If the value has a metadata with a 2 string field, it calls that, so we can have a 2 string as well. So that should be able to get us most of the bits we want. And not at the bottom. Notice about the page about ordering. Good practice to add all needed meta methods to a table for setting it as a metatable of some object. Okay, I think we might have done that. So what's name then, and why would I want that over 2 string? Otherwise, it's kind of very non-committal. The entry name, when it contains string, may be used by 2 string and in error messages. Maybe, might not be. Otherwise, if the metatable has a name field, 2 string may use that. I like how non-committal it is in its sort of conviction of name. I'm not overriding GC because we don't need a custom destructor, but it's good to know. Thanks for pointing that out. If we need that in future, I'll try and remember that, or hopefully you'll be here to remind me. I mean, it could be 8 bits. It has to be at least 8 bits. All the standard says. White Toaster has a 9-bit byte. What are you going to do about it? How many types do you need to create Lua bindings for? I'm just doing it for vector to start with. Anything like the message bus or whatever, I will probably just pull the values out of Lua and then send those to the C++ side rather than completely patching those through. Because this is getting a little bit tedious and I would kind of like to be done with it. This is going to be slightly different. This is going to be and then to the script out. So this is going to be vec, and then this should be equal to minus that. And I'm pretty sure we've tested all these, or eventually we did test all these in C++. Yeah, the C++ implementation. So again, kind of happy to reuse those because I've reasonably confident they are correct. Lewis, nope. Interop. F2, got to have at least one object. F1 x push vector minus vec. I don't know why it thinks this is undeclared. Like, it 100% is. Stop being difficult. Like, I've saved my header file and everything. Like, what more do you want from me? Yeah, it's true. It's my shockingly bad dev build environment, but keeps me on my toes. Let's do. Try and bash out a couple of these at the same time. Let's do ec and toString, which I think are the last operators that I want for now. Ec and let's get rid of all that. Didn't need it anyway. Interop. So steady. If that equals will be and f. Oh, it's not going to push vector 3. It's going to be push ball. So actually, I think that's the case I want to do. Push boolean state vec1 equals vec2. And then for toString, pop the vector, and then I'm going to want to do lua push string state oh no, I've just got it as part of the I've got toString.cstra. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, GDScript is just a scripting language for Godot that is very heavily integrated with the rest of it. I think it's kind of almost, my understanding is almost like a scripting interpretation of the underlying C++. So most things you can do in the C++, you can kind of drive through that. I'm probably not going to make our Lua bindings that invasive. I think it's just going to be for iterating on game logic and stuff like that, and then we'll glue it up to the C++ ourselves manually. Yes, I did solve my exception problem by not subclassing std runtime error and just making my own one. It is not the right answer. The right answer would be to probably spend quite a lot of time digging into it, but who indeed has the time? It's an interesting problem. I just not had time to dig into it. Right, okay, so interop tests. So yank 94, okay. So fm it equals, so equals return equals, I'm probably going to do a couple of these, right? So fm, so v1 should indeed equal v1, and v2 should indeed not equal v2. Ooh. So assert true as 1. I know I need to change the return type. Not 2. Don't support getting, oh, and all my tests gone. I don't support getting bools out of it, so we have to go and add that as well, which is fun. How do you toString something in Lua? Do I just like, is it that? Is it toString? Okay, fine. So toString v, so this will now be string, which I think I do support getting out, equals v dot toString. It's just string. Right, okay. Let's just comment this one out to start with. And look, did I wire those up? I think I did, yeah, okay, fine. ToString vec no online test 1, 2, 4. Sorry, interop tests. ToString vec, yes, well done, thank you. What am I doing? I'm trying to integrate Lua into our little C++ game. Okay, that works. So now we just need to quickly add some more char. Well, that's exactly the opposite of what I wanted it to do. Could you not? Could you just uncomment this, please? Don't know why that had to be quite so difficult. We might as well let it set the argument as well. There's no reason not to do both. So yank 127 do. equal value. So Lua push boolean Lua dot get value. Get result. Probably float. Probably pretty good. Bool. So I get top. Result to get is boolean. ff not a bool. And result equals Lua get. Sorry, to boolean Lua get. Nice one. Both 0 and empty string evaluate to true conditions. Interesting. Okay, right. Well, I've made an absolute big 0 of this, so let's figure this out. What have I don't understand what it doesn't like about this. Unknown type. It doesn't like this, but I can't. I've closed the function after equals 1. I don't. Am I being dim? Am no, is it doesn't like why does it not like this? Oh, it's a macro. Oh, gross. That's why you don't use macros, because now I can't properly namespace them, and now it breaks all my code and looks gross. I can't be doing it in the bin. have we now got the unfortunate casts? There's no way that should break my tests, right? Has it converted this to yeah, it's put a... Why is it... Got a function? It's not my macro, so it doesn't count. I'm forced to use it. Why would some be functions and some be macro? Anyway, whatever. Okay, so our stack is now wrong by this. It's obviously matching the wrong functions somewhere. So there's a cast going on that I'm unhappy with. So what have I pushed to the stack? I've pushed an int, a float, a string, and then a function. So, and I expect the return to be an int, a float, a string, and a function. So an int, a float, that's gone. An int, a float, a string, and a function. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it matching? It's the string, right? There is no way that a Boolean is a better match than a string literal for a string view. It's absolutely impossible. Unless if I added it to the wrong one. I mean, single quotes would just be a char, right? So that makes no difference. This would be ill-formed to have multiple characters in a single with single quotes because those are for chars. Why would that match? Ooh. Unless is it contextually convertible? But surely you still have to convert it to a string view first. It doesn't have bool operator anyway. Hey, what? Like that doesn't make sense, right? Like, can anyone else see? Does the problem make sense? It's matched. We pushed an int. It's pushed a float. Instead of pushing a string, it's now decided to push a boolean. And unless also, why can't I do Lua 2 boolean here and namespace it? Why is what? Much weirdness is happening. Oh, is it? Oh, was I using is boolean rather than 2 boolean? Okay, fine, thank you. Oh, was there another failing test as well? Yeah, okay. So, call single arg. Why is... Let's just see if that's using third name namespace third literals. Oh, might have to do another stream on this. Oh, okay, interesting. It's because it's a pointer, isn't it? It's because it's a pointer, and pointer must decay. A bool must be a better match for a pointer than a string literal. Sorry. For a pointer, a bool must be a better match than a string view, which I hate. Oh, I'm just going to not allow it because that's just outrageous. Just don't send balls in because I'm not messing around with that. That is, I need to spend some time looking into that because that breaks my understanding of type deduction. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it. I think the size of a boolean is undefined. Sorry, is implementation defined? I could be wrong. Because it could just be a byte, right? Okay, where have I gone wrong? The script 17. Did I just delete the wrong one? I did, didn't I? What a fool. What a fool. Okay, fine. So that works. Okay, fine. So I think I'm missing. Am I now missing a script tests? Do I check all the types? I can't remember. Or do I just check sporadically? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, fine. So the last ones to add are... So we can quickly bash through this. What does our interface give us? We have length, normalize, cross, add, dot, and distance. I'm kind of tempted to leave this here for Lua, and we'll just add the rest as we... Again, in the kind of the process of only adding things we need. I'd not needed these yet in the game because we've not used it yet, and it's just a massive faff to keep adding all these, and I think they're quite easy to add. It's just time consuming, so I'm tempted to just leave this, draw a line under this interop now. For now, and then we'll just add the rest of them as we go along. Because I think that's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that, and I really want to start actually yeah, we can add it in the Lua script relatively easy if we want. But I kind of want to start actually using this in anger. I want to get this in the game and start figuring out like the mistakes we've made in our abstraction and where any issues are. And I just feel like we're just adding more and more functionality and not making any progress. And I'm very keen to only add functionality that makes us progress. I think we have enough now to start writing levels in it. So let's just comment this up. I'm going to pass out in a minute. Cool. So I'm gonna put like finish vector 3 interop. Okay. Room 46. Oh. Get AC in here or get AC in here. I do have a fan, but I'm just worried about the noise. I guess I could try it. Hang on. Also, actually, no, because it's shoved in the corner of my desk. I have to move my desk chair over into the corner in order to stand. So I just power through it. It's fine. YouTube pulled it back in the end and has widened the gap between YouTube and Twitch. But thank you everyone who's come along, who's new on Twitch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them on the project or anything, maybe fill in some gaps if you've just joined on and wonder what the hell is going on. I'm happy to hang around for a few minutes. Don't forget we have a Discord, which I'm happy to. I tend to hang out on Discord for about an hour or so after the stream to answer any questions. The gap was 5 people. Nice, getting closer, getting there. Yeah. Okay. Do I have anything? Yeah, I do have an NVIDIA GPU, so I guess I could hook that up. I've had issues with audio before. NVIDIA, I'm not an audio engineer. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't like touching the settings too much. Oh, someone last stream asked me why is the stream mirrored to the videos. I thought it was just like a random OBS thing. I think I did this deliberately because I knew. Right, I tend to do most of my code on the left side, and I just have stuff on the right for reference. And I knew I was going to have my mug on the right-hand side, so I wanted it to look like I was looking at the code rather than like looking away. So I mirrored it. That's why I found the culprit. It was me. Cool. Right. I am going to probably just wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. What Sunday? Actually, let's see if there's anyone to raid. Let's share the love before I guess Twitch you will hang around for 1 second more, please. Anyone's doing C++. See if anyone. Someone's in Unreal and C++. Oh, what was that? There's the Visual Studio 2022 version 17.14 release party if you want to be there with the compiler devs as they talk about their new features. Is STL there? Can't see from the little preview. I don't. Oh, that's a shame. I don't think it is. I like STL. He's a nice guy. I met him once and we spoke about C++. Doesn't seem to be anyone C++ing today, which is a shame. Let me just keep going down a bit more. Is it a real pro move to raid the Visual Studio release party with maybe more people than they've already got? Some guy's doing Vulkan and Blender and C++, and he only has 2 viewers. Let's go raid him. Oh, he's using DRM GUI. He's got to be pro. Right, I'm going to click raid now. Everyone, thank you for coming along. Hope you have fun. I will catch you in the next one. I'll catch you Sunday and we'll do some more C++. It'll be fun.